Thanks for coming back and joining us. We're here back on another one of the settled tutorials. So far, we've set up a client file. We have sent login information to a client. We've done a financial declaration sheet. We've done child support. Today, we're going to work on the net available income analysis. What we'll do is we will go to Manage Clients and Docs. We've been working with Steve, so we'll select the Steve's icon for the Manage Documents. We're going to come over here and we're going to select the net available income calculator. Now, if you'll notice, I've got a couple tabs opened up here. I've got Steve's financial declaration open, if we would need to come back and look at that. And I've also got a child support worksheet open, if we need to come back and look at that. Well, we know, for instance, that Steve makes $6,600 a month, or $79,200 a year, against the wife's $3,000 at $36,000 a year. The net available income calculator is set up with a side-by-side comparison, and each column is unique to that individual. What we've done is we've replicated the income figures. This is not an excuse for filing taxes. This is not a shortcut, but it takes into account current IRS information as far as different filing statuses, deductions, exemptions, and the like. Well, what we've done here is we've said, let's run a side-by-side comparison. If Steve is paying $500 a month, under the child support worksheet, we know that his child support would be $1,108 a month. If he was paying, say, $750 a month, and the wife was receiving $750 a month. Now, the reason that this does not auto-populate is Steve or the client may have an alimony obligation of something in excess of that, maybe paying to more than one spouse. But in this case, a single amount paid to the same spouse. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a comparison here. And when we come down here and we press calculate on each of these, it's going to show that these figures, these income figures, these alimony figures, these monthly child support amounts, it's going to show how much the adjusted gross income is each month, the taxable income, taxes owed, and more importantly, it's going to show who has what down here. So if we see at this particular amount, all of these numbers are situations to where Steve, if he was paying $500 or $750 a month, that would be a situation to where he would have less income than his spouse. So maybe what we do is we come back and we say this isn't an alimony case, or we lower it to, say, $250 a month. So we come back over here and we say, if Steve, this is looking at the child support guidelines, if Steve is paying $250 a month alimony, what would his child support be? It would be $1,157. So what we do is we come back to the net available income. We put $1,157 for the child support, and we put $250 on here. And then we come down and we press calculate, and we see then that Steve has a little bit more available than does the spouse. Now, this is just for example purposes. This is not to say this is what child support or alimony would be in any particular case. Rather, what we're going to do is we're looking just to see how the amount works. And actually, when we come back up here and we correct those and make those the same, this is a situation where income is almost equalized. So you can see how in situations such as this, that we can look and see if someone was looking at these figures, that this would be a situation where Steve would have less available income than the spouse. Here, it's virtually equal. If we come back over to the child support and say, hey, let's go ahead and take out all alimony altogether, see what that amount is. That's $1,205. So if we come back in here and we zero out these, but we put $1,205, what we're then able to do is look at the tax implications based on some IRS information, and we can see with no alimony what the particular available income would be each month and for the individual. So we can use this tool to home in to see what different alimony amounts look like, doing them in a side-by-side comparison. As with any of the other forms on Settled, we have the ability to generate a PDF. We can do both options, a single option of either A or B. When you select that, it'll give you the ability to add or not have added the particular confidentiality language, but it'll look like so, that can be printed out for the court, for mediation, for settlement purposes, to show comparative amounts of what you were able to use Settled to calculate as far as it goes with net available income. So once again, thanks for giving us a little time. Um, Make sure anytime you're here to save this information. But what we're going to do next time when we come back is we're going to look at the asset division sheet, and we look forward to seeing you then.